Ferrari, known by many for their mid-engine sports cars, they never started out that way. The marque started out making front-engined V12 Grand Tourers. Today, let me take you around the most hated modern Ferrari, the 612 Scaglietti. Welcome back to another video. Today is my first review actually in quite a while, since July the 1st actually. That never went on YouTube for reasons. That was a Volvo P1800S, a beautiful car. I actually drove that, brilliant. But now we're stepping it up a bit. We have a Ferrari, the most hated modern Ferrari. It's the 612 Scaglietti. As with the Aston video, starting off with design. And we're going to start with the most controversial part of this car's design, or at least in my opinion, not the greatest, and that's the rear end. You're either a tits man or an ass man. I'm mainly an ass man, but today that changes with this, because the back, it ends, it does, but if you look at, I don't know why I'm pressing the car, but if you look at it, it's round, it's very round, and there's no aggressive horn, there's no just sharp edge, there's no definition, it's just like melted cheese, which it is a mid-2000s when this car was made, so very period correct, but not the recipe for, how can I say, the best looking rear end. What does look great is the exhaust and the rear tail lights. These exhausts, very functional. I'll get you the notes they play in a bit. But now, if we go onto the side. Now if we go onto the side of the car, you have this beautiful line. Very, very, very subtle, and this car's dusty. But it's very subtle, running from here all the way down and all the way through the front of the car's almost a belt line. Okay. My favourite line of the car, I'm not sure if you can see it because the car is black and dusty, but what starts in line with the front axle, more or less. What starts in line with the front axle, and what hides underneath this beautiful long bonnet, which I'll get into in a moment, goes all the way and then does that all the way around and ends here with a very subtle finishing crease. It's beautiful, and you have the Ferrari Cavallino. You can't forget the little prancing horsey, you really can't. It's a Ferrari, otherwise it would be a sin. And if you're interested in why I'm wearing this, I have to look like a Ferrari owner if I'm shooting a Ferrari, otherwise not good things happen. And now onto the front. Onto the front it is. Cool. It's definitely not the prettiest looking front end Ferrari has ever made. I mean, there's 599 there, F12, 575 and 409 in the back, which you can't see. All of which I think have a better looking front end than this, but it is a mid-2000s and it is Ferrari. It will look like melted cheese. These headlights are not too much a fan of, but they aren't bad. And this kind of, the way this bulges outwards like this, almost like a double bubble effect. It almost reminds me of, you know, the rear wings of like an old, you know, I would say muscle car, but American land boats, how it was just the bonnet, the center part of the car is lower than the actual side haunches and front wings. And these front wings carry over into this rather smiley front bumper. It is a bit of a grin, it is a grinner, but it's elegant. It's elegant. It's definitely got some good definition. It's genuinely, in my opinion, a really good looking car, despite the back end being quite melted cheese. Okay, so as I mentioned about what lies under that long bonnet, well, here it is. It's called Tipo F133F. So F133 series engine, started a while ago. This is second gen F133F. So it is a 5,748cc. So that's 5.75 litre, 65 degree V12. It's all aluminium, so that is block and heads. So engine block and engine heads are aluminium. As for the rotating assembly, I would assume the crankshaft is, I say assume because the painter looking up piston rotating assembly materials, but I'm assuming it would be a cast iron crankshaft, cold steel connecting rods, and was probably like a low friction or high eutectic cast piston of some sort. I mean, that would be a very generic setup, but it's a trusted setup. It's good, and it will put up with the 8,000 some RPM that this thing revs up to. The fuel system, it's a car from 2006. It's not going to be direct injection. It is in fact multi-point, and the multi-point fuel injection system and the engine management system is all dealt with by a Bosch Motronic system. How many of you guys knew that? I know I did it. God, my research writing this brief. That's power output. That and torque. I'm sure that's what you guys are interested in. 533 brake horsepower and 588 Nm of torque. No turbochargers, no superchargers here. This is Ferrari. We're doing things properly. It's an all-motor setup. So 533 proper horsepower from 12 Italian cylinders and 48 valves. Full overhead cam as well, of course. And this thing makes quite a noise. Oh, that's so good! Considering the engine is at the front of this car, it is a Ferrari GT, and it's also Enzo's favourite form of transportation. Engine in the front, powering the rear wheels. There's only been like four-wheel drive Ferraris, none of them permanent all-wheel drive. They're four-wheel drive up to fourth gear when the SF90's case until the electric motors die. Nice XC60 T6 in the background. Nice, cozy boys. I'm a Volvo person at heart, but this is a Ferrari, so step up. But this is, unlike the 599, which is in the back, literally sitting right behind us, right behind Finn, the cameraman. And right behind me, we have some back seats, which you will now watch me get in. Yeah, I am 5'7". I'm 5'7", and I fit in the back of this comfortably. Look, I'm sitting up dead straight, like dead straight, and I'm really comfortable. I have that much space left in the back of a Ferrari. It's a Ferrari. It's not the new Pluto Sunway. It's definitely not a 599. I could probably find a bit of that, but I am in the back of a Ferrari. Ferrari are known for the stuff like, in this day and age, 458, 488, F8, Pista, so on and so forth. This is not that. This is a four-seater Ferrari GT car, and this very car is for sale with Gilmour Collection for 1.349 million rand. One of you guys watching this, buy this. I need to go in it, please. Now you're gonna watch me get out of it. One thing that I have in this car, after sitting in and being in so many different Ferraris, of like 10 nearly, it's an F1 car. So F1 is in F1 gearbox, so that is a robotized semi-automatic, i.e. it's a robotized manual, so it's a manual, you have to treat it like a manual, but it's got a little robot telling the car when to change gear in automatic, what it had, how much to put the clutch in, all of that stuff. That's why there's no clutch pedal, there's a dead pedal, like in your Subarus, flipping normal automatic cars, but you still have to treat it like a manual, so when you're driving it, I know the seat's not my position, because I'm not going to be driving this, this is from silent car here. But you see these beautiful flatty paddles here, these beautiful metal flatty paddles. They're actual metal, and they aren't like powder coated satin or whatever, like in the F12 488. So post 458, all the DCT cars have satin paddles. This is proper, and it feels, this is proper metal, and it feels really good. Just come here. Just listen. It feels amazing, just. I could do that all day, I really could. The F1 gearbox though is not really, it's not the, you know, most loved gearbox of all time. I love it, and I probably am it, this gearbox is going to the fan. Oh, the fan's nice. But, big but, the servos on them they aren't known to last very long. They aren't bad in price. I mean, if you can afford Ferrari, you can afford the servos for the gearbox. And that's fine if it was my car, which if I was going to buy a Ferrari, a modern Ferrari to suit my lifestyle of mountain biking, skateboarding, surfing, this is the Ferrari I will buy. Money, no object. Is it my favourite Ferrari? No, that goes to 599 from Enzo, but I could not put a surfboard or bike on the roof of that. I could bike this. As well as hitting those pedals, or you can alternatively get a proper 3-pedal, 6-speed gated manual, which there aren't any of this. I mean, in terms of 612s ever made, there's 3,025 cars, and I believe only like 109 or 99 of them are manual. So, good luck finding manual, but I'm fine with the 6-speed flat pedal gearbox. There are amazing. I also really like this camera interior. I think it's creme or salvia. But I'm gonna stop talking now. Thanks so much to the awesome people over at Gilmour Collection for allowing me to film with that beautiful and rather immaculate 612 Scaglietti. If you're interested in the 612 or any of their other stock for that matter, the links to the Gilmour Collection will be in the description of this video. Nearing the end of this hold on. Nearing the end of this video, we are still left with one rather big question needing to be answered. Does this car deserve to be dismissed quite like it was in 2006 when it was still in production? From my experience with the 612, and I'm sure from what you guys have seen, it was quite unfairly dismissed. For me, I think it was because people don't know what they're buying with the 612. I don't think they realized that, firstly, it's a Ferrari, second, it's a 4-seater GT car with its V12, an automotive V12 in that case as well, and it's got back seats, not like a 911's back seats where it actually can't really fit. Back seats that I could happily, at 5'6" and a bit, spend about 3-4 hours in. I say 3-4 hours only because I'll get bored and I'll probably need the toilet and stuff. But I'm happy to spend 3-4 hours in the back of this car on the road trip or a long journey. That's what this car's ultimately designed for. I mean, sure, I've been singing praise about for a while now, and this car is not perfect. Here are the only imperfections I've really found. The window switches, they are a bit like sticky and cheap feeling, but I'm personally not phased about that. It's possible by me. In this very car, the cover over the stereo controls or air conditioning controls, I don't even know. The cover likes to come off, but it's a 16-year-old car nearing 17 years old. It's a piece of plastic panel, so I wouldn't be surprised if it did come off. It's not a big problem either, considering you're going to need access to those controls either way. And to a lot of other people, I mean, personally I think it's cool, but a lot of people were turned down by the fact that it had a single clutch robotized manual. Jeremy Clarkson did not help the fact that this car was in danger of being discontinued due to poor sales by shouting at cars for having single clutch flappy pedal gearboxes. I personally think it's cool. Sure, it might be a bit jerky and clunky in traffic, but for just chilling in 6th gear or 5th gear at like 2,000 RPM on the highway, getting from one country in Europe to the next, or from one place in, our case, South Africa to the next, it's might be automotive perfection for that scenario. I mean, 4-seater Ferrari, V12, flappy pedals, and these beautiful seats. They're like really comfortable. I mean, they're not like super soft and bumpy, like when you sit down they just go and air just goes out of them like in old Citroens and stuff from the 60s. But the seats are bolstered, they are genuinely like grippy, taking corners hard in this thing as well. Considering it is a Ferrari, you might want to use it like a Ferrari. It will keep you in place, it really will. And it's also a Ferrari, so you get the added Ferrari benefits, like in the morning when you wake up and get ready to go on your commute, you open that door, you're greeted with a beautiful Cavallino on the steering wheel and the yellow gauge cluster going up to 7,500 RPM red line and 10,000 RPM maximum rev gauge. It just feels special. It just feels, you feel exclusive and you feel lucky. It feels like a treat. I have no experience owning a Ferrari, so I wouldn't know. I don't even have a car. I've never owned a car. But I can imagine owning a Ferrari, even if it might have its small issues. It's probably sublime. And having concluded that, let me know what you guys think of the 612 Scaglietti. I'll see you in the comments, and I look forward to seeing you guys next video. Cheers.